You are. How you doing? This is Dr. Joe DeMarco, chiropractor and owner of OcraMed Health. We're doing our first live stream from our channel tonight, so I'm very excited. The topic today is going to be how I've been training to break the Guinness World Record in push-ups for both 8 and 12 hours. I thought we'd talk about that tonight and go over what I've been doing. If anyone is on tonight and they have any questions about my training, I'll answer any questions that anyone has. So let me just first get into how I kind of decided to go for this Guinness World Record. First off, I should say the attempt on the Guinness World Record for 8 and 12-hour push-ups is actually taking place on May 25th at 8 a.m. And it's going to be a fundraiser. All the money that we're raising is going to go to Cape Ann Animal Aid, which is this awesome animal shelter in Gloucester, Massachusetts. They do wonderful things for the animals in this area. And we have a spot fund account set up. I'm going to put the link below this when we post it onto my channel. If you'd like to make a donation to Cape Ann Animal Aid, I'd greatly appreciate it. And so on that day, we're going to be making the attempt. And like I said, it's going to be a great time. We're going to be at the Gloucester Fitness Center in Gloucester, Massachusetts, what's known as the Gloucester Mac. And if anyone's in the area and they can stop by, that'd be great. So first off, how did we get into this whole idea of breaking a Guinness World Record for push-ups? I really don't know. It was funny. I've been training for this for about 6 months now. And prior to that, I was just trying to get ready for a powerlifting contest. I wasn't even doing any push-ups. I was doing uh, bench pressing and deadlifts and squats. And I wanted to get ready to try to do some powerlifting, but everything was getting canceled because of COVID. It was like every meet I tried to get into, either it was canceled or they were capping it out at like 40 competitors. And I missed I missed the entry deadline. So I couldn't get in. And then I started thinking about something challenging to do. And my initial thing last fall was I started training to do a combination of pull-ups, toes to bar, and push-ups. And I was going to do all three of those exercises I was debating whether to do it for 12 hours or 24 hours. And I actually reached out to Guinness and asked them if I could I didn't find that record. So I asked them if I could make a new category and do that record. They said no. So I was like, okay. So we're not doing, so I'd been training for about a month doing all these pull-ups and I was doing all these toes to bar and I was doing these push-ups, and then Guinness said no. And then I thought, you know what? Being an ex-gymnast, I was like, I was trying to feel like, well, okay, what felt the easiest out of all three of those? And I thought like, geez, every time I got to the push-up section, I felt like I could do a lot. And it was almost like a rest period for me between the between the pull-ups and the toes to bar. And I thought, okay, let's look into the push-ups. And I looked up the records and I think, I said, I think I can do this. So anyways, that's how we got into it. And the training's been going on since last fall. And first month was that combination. Then we switched over. And so initially what I was trying to do was I was trying to do my regular weightlifting. In addition, then started adding all these push-ups. So like, for example, I would have my leg day and I would do all these heavy squats and I was doing all this training. And then after I got done with that, I would do push-ups. And then the next day I would deadlift. And after that, I would do push-ups. And it was exhausting. I was trying to do all my regular weightlifting, including the push-ups. And then I got to the point where I was like, okay, I need to start adding in more cardio because I'm going to need to be going for 12 hours. And I started adding in cardio. So now I'm doing cardio. I'm doing my regular weight training. I'm doing push-ups. I had no life left. I mean, I was basically just working out for hours. So around January, I was slowly phasing out the amount of weightlifting I was doing because I just did not have the time to do it. So I started phasing out the weightlifting and just started increasing the cardio more, increasing the push-ups more. And it's to the point where currently I'm actually doing hardly any weightlifting. I probably get in two really quick 30-minute sessions of light weightlifting a week just to maintain some muscle in other areas that don't include the push-ups. For example, I do some back exercises, some bicep exercises, and I try to get that in a couple times a week now because currently my average workout's taking me about 4 hours a day between cardio and push-ups. And so, there's only so many hours in the day, especially when you're working. And so that's where I'm at now. I'm basically at the point where every day there's some combination of push-ups, cardio, either one, the other, or both going on. And like I said, the average workout's probably about 4 hours a day. And I look at this whole thing as, since it's gonna be going on for 12 hours, I looked at it almost as when I was putting together my workout program as, okay, I'm getting ready for like an ultra marathon. If I was going to run, I thought to myself, okay, if I was going to run a 100-mile race, how would I prepare for it? And I kind of looked at this as the same thing. So I looked into different components. I thought, okay, in my training, just like a marathon runner or an ultra marathon runner, once a week I should have like I would call like a long run. And so once a week I have a long day of push-ups where I try to go really long, like, for initially it was like 3 straight hours and 4 straight hours and 5 straight hours. And so I have once a week where I just do this long run of push-ups just to build up for the event on May 25th. Slowly been increasing the cardio. I really wasn't doing a whole lot of cardio when I was getting ready for powerlifting. So now I'm doing a wide variety of different cardio, and I'm doing hours of cardio. So people might notice on my YouTube videos as of late, I probably look thinner. I've lost a lot of weight. I'm probably down 10 or 12 pounds from the beginning of the year when I was doing, or from last fall when I was doing all my heavy weight training. I'm probably down 10 or 12 pounds, but that's okay. It's push-ups are a body weight exercise, and when you're doing body weight exercises, it helps to be lighter. So I'm okay with losing the weight. I'll put it back on when we're done with this and I start weightlifting again. We'll put the weight back on. But right now, I'm probably weighing in at maybe 147 pounds. I probably haven't been this light since my days as a gymnast, which is, like I said, that's fine. So we, so I have some days where, we're doing these long runs of push-ups. We have some days where I just do all cardio. I'm not going to I can't do thousands of push-ups every single day. I mean, I do have to take some rest in there. And if I'm not doing push-ups, I'm doing cardio. I really not having any down days where I do nothing at all at this point. I mean, we're only about 4 or 5 weeks away. So every day I'm doing something, whether it's cardio or push-ups. And, um, and then I've thought about other components of how to do this. Nutrition obviously is an important aspect of getting this accomplished. If I know if I'm not eating right, there's no way you can train for 4 hours a day if you're not eating right. So I've been very meticulous. Most of you know from watching my channel, I'm on 100% plant-based diet. And so I'm trying to maintain a certain level of calories so that I don't lose too much weight, and also just looking for ways to maintain energy while we're working out. We make our own hydration drinks. I try to make electrolyte drinks to maintain electrolytes while we're doing hours of push-ups, different energy foods that we're utilizing during the day to make sure that, just like I said, just as if I was going for a 40-mile run, it's the same idea. I mean, when you're doing 3, 4, 5 hours of push-ups is really not much different than going for a 20-mile run. I mean, it's just as brutal. It's just as exhausting, and your nutrition has to be in place. And so nutrition's been a very big component. And then the other component that I knew was we had to start incorporating, and I have been, is breathing. I've been working on my breathing techniques. If you're going to go 12 hours, couple things. One is you can't, I knew right from the get-go, I can't have my heart rate up too high. I knew I needed to control my breathing to keep my heart rate low, because if my heart rate's shooting up to 80, 85% of my max heart rate 40 minutes into the event, I'm never going to make it for 12 hours. So I knew that. And so I knew that in order to keep the heart rate down, that was part of the reason we started doing all this cardio, but I also knew that the breathing was very important. So I actually had come across a really good book called Breathe. Read that book, a lot of great information on breathing and breathing techniques, and then started getting involved with Wim Hof method, which has been a lot of help. Actually, doing a 10-week Wim Hof course right now on week 6. Been a lot of help with my breathing, and it's been helpful, very helpful for the push-ups, for just getting through that. The breathing has been a very, very important part of this whole ordeal, also. So those are the kind of the components that I've combined. Um, is basically nutrition, breathing, in training, and that's the combination that I'm really kind of concentrating on to kind of try to pull this thing off in May. So, um, right now we're about 5 weeks out. I feel good. We I do not plan on at any point to do 12 hours of push-ups right before the event. Just like if you were going to run a 100-mile ultra marathon, you don't do 100 miles before the event. You get yourself in good shape. You do a lot of long runs, and so I have days where, like I said, I probably won't go over maybe 8 hours for the day of push-ups. Probably not going to go over the world record right now for 12 hours is 20,085 push-ups. Uh, I probably don't plan on going over 15,000 push-ups on any one day. I don't think it's going to be helpful to try to do 20,000 push-ups right before the event. So I'm just kind of preparing up to that. I'm going to actually start tapering down on my training the last 2 to 3 weeks before the event. I'm actually going to start doing a little less and taper down just like I would for like a marathon. And then we'll be fresh and ready to go on May 25th. And hope we're going to be live streaming that on the channel. So hopefully everyone can tune in, make some donations to Cape Ann Animal Aid, and it should be a lot of fun. So I just wanted to give everyone an update tonight on what we're doing, what I've been doing. And once this video is going to get uploaded onto my channel, I'll have the link below set up for the donations to Cape Ann Animal Aid on our Spot Fund account. Also, feel free leave some questions or comments in the comment section down below. I'll get back to everyone if you have any questions about any of my training, the nutrition, the exercises that we've been doing, anything like that. I'd be more than happy to get back to everybody. Okay. So, anyways, our first live stream on OcraMed Health. It was a lot of fun. Thanks a lot for listening. And we'll see you all on May 25th at 8 a.m. for the Guinness World Record push-up attempt. And I'll be back next week with another podcast. We're going to try to do this weekly. Okay. All right. Take care. Bye. Mhm. I'll edit this out anyways.
Thanks, A. Gibbons. You got a comment.